We're the idiots that locked our parents out.
What do you mean we locked out?
And then surprise them with the news we're going to build their dream home.
No, you're not.
And it's officially 2 months ago we moved our parents into the container home. And they still have no idea what's going on back in their own house.
How's it going at home?
This is where it starts to get dangerous. Yeah, it's going good. We decided it was best to not let them know how bad their house actually was. Because hopefully, all the major problems are finally fixed. And in this episode, we are installing one of the craziest purchases we have ever made on a project. A £600 Japanese toilet. This thing is equipped with heated seats, a bum cleaning sprayer, and a scented toilet lid. Now, this might seem over the top, but just trust us, this is the first place Dad goes every time he comes home.
That artist hat.
Can you let me in? I need shit.
Now, the last our parents remember, this downstairs toilet was the darkest, coldest room in the house. It was a place you only went if you had to. And I know deep down, this actually made Mum quite embarrassed about our home. Because a downstairs toilet is a place where guests kind of have to go. So previously, we had great pleasure ripping out all the old stuff. And once we took up all the old cold tiles and got this thing replastered freshly, we had a clean blank canvas to build the dream toilet. So today marks the start of that mission. We want to make this toilet as good as we can. But the problem is, we've never done it before.
Wow. What the hell? That's gonna look amazing.
But before we can start tiling it, we need to tackle the floor. Because once we laid the floor in all the way through, the tiles act as some sort of skirting board so the flooring edges don't look that bad.
Well, at least we know it's sticky.
And to go above and beyond, we're running the herringbone all the way through to the downstairs toilet. This is going to help theme the whole entire house and make it feel super connected.
Parker.
And in all honesty, anything is better than what Mum and Dad had previously. But this isn't just better, it's miles better. And that's because underneath this flooring, we have already installed underfloor heating.
Oh, this is gonna be one bougie toilet.
But the more flooring that went down, the more pressure we started to feel.
We're starting to feel the pressure of the hallway. We never realised that when you walk down the stairs, all you're doing is looking at the flooring that's been laid. So any bad joints or anything, Mum and Dad are going to so clearly notice, so we're trying to make sure it's perfect.
And the more we were laying down, the better this area was looking. This is such a time-consuming part of the build, but a vital one to make this room really, really ridiculously nice. Already after one day, we have transformed the hallway and downstairs toilet. And quite frankly, we can't believe how nice it is.
It feels so good to be walking through here, knowing that I'm on a nice floor instead of hard concrete. And I love the way that this floor just runs continuously through the house. It brings everything together. What do you reckon, Josh? This just looks stupidly nice. I've never had a flooring continue throughout the whole place downstairs. It's just, wow. Just wow. And now that this is all done, we can move on to the next stage of the bathroom.
And that is to tile the whole thing. But before we can get on to sticking tiles to the wall, they're not going to stick too well unless we prime the whole area. And even though I was super careful and mindful of our new floor, I made a boo-boo.
Of course Josh got it on the floor. On our brand new floor.
So Maddie took over control. And got the rest of the tiled area primed. And that needed 8 hours to dry. But luckily for us, we had a lot of work on our hands. After we installed Mum and Dad's brand new kitchen, we left ourselves needing to box in the cables that ran to it.
Solid.
Because they are so blinking ugly.
Oh, professional.
And once we got the rest of the boxing in and screwed it all into place, the box was looking good. And it was time for us to pluck up the courage.
Here we go. We're just about to start tiling. We've started lining them up into like a staggered joint. We're going for the staggered joints. I think that's going to be a better option, but it's kind of scary because we've never actually tiled like this before. I think the closest thing would have to be shower panel. We've tried that, but this is just different levels, isn't it? It's crazy. We've now got to start grouting things, lining things up. If it's not perfect, it's going to look off, which is bound to happen, but we're going to give it our best shot. And blimey hell, we're tiling, baby. Let's do this. Idiot, baby!
So it was time for us to embrace our idiot. We got the most accurate measuring jug possible. We needed 2 liters of water. And added in the rest of the adhesive stuff. This was going to stick our tiles to the wall.
I don't know what the right consistency is. I think that might be right. I don't know.
We thought it was best not to water it down too much because that's what the package said, and start basting it onto the back of our tile. We were determined that this was going to be the most amazing bathroom we'd ever seen, but we just didn't know how yet.
Oh, is it? All on the floor.
I was on the duty of sticking the stuff to the wall, while outside, Maddie had arguably the most important job of the day, cutting the tiles perfectly.
Confident?
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Because we're going for a staggered brickwork effect, you have to cut the tiles perfectly down the center. And this is so important to get right because it sets a premise for the rest of that line.
It looks perfect.
And you can see here how important that half slab is. Because you cut it so well, all the lines are lining up.
Yo, this place looks so sick. Look at that wall. That is crazy. I mean, it's still a state in here, but these packers need to stay in because otherwise the tiles are going to start sliding around and not look nice.
So the first wall was done, and things were feeling good. But we forgot one thing.
Oh, I didn't realize how much I needed that thing.
Oh, that's nice.
That's really nice. Oh, definitely white grout. Yeah.
With one wall done, we started trooping on to the rest. And as of right now, tiling is going to be one of the most favorite things we've done this project. But it's just another thing that takes up so much time. We definitely underestimated how long this would take us. Especially when we're trying to make this thing look as good as we possibly can.
Tiling is actually going so well. It's looking amazing around here. The bathroom, every single tile I'm putting on, I'm getting more and more happy because it's looking better and better. But don't let these cameras fool you because this tiling work is quite fiddly and actually quite hard work because the parts we can't record you, which are out in the pitch black dark. Toby's out here. What are you doing, Toby?
Cutting all of these stupid, pathetic epoxy tiles.
And you're probably wondering, why do we actually end up always working in the pitch black dark? And that's because we try and fit and squeeze so much in 1 week of an episode. We're so slow at what we do, we have to end up working ridiculous hours in order to get it done.
This has cut both sides, but hopefully it's nice.
Parker, let you do the honours. Alright. Come on, last one on this wall. How much do I trust my cut? Oh, here we go. Oh, no.
And that right there is my point proven. So whilst Toby fixed that dodgy slab, I was working on the back wall and this boxed in area.
Oh, but it looks Parker! God, that looks crazy nice.
That night I finished up the box and the next day I was working on round the windowsill.
Oh, jeez, Parker!
And the cuts and maneuvers we found ourselves doing got more and more technical. But before we knew it...
And this is the last official tile of the bathroom. Are we ready?
Don't put it on me.
There we go. Oh, and we officially have a tiled toilet. Now this toilet is looking absolutely amazing, but it will only get better when it dries up and we can start grouting this thing and it's going to be pucker. But while this stuff dries and ready for grouting, we're going to work on this back wall behind the toilet because right now it's so ugly and has been its whole life.
Now growing up, I can't remember a day where pipes weren't exposed. And this is what Mum hated the most about the whole toilet. So to hide it, we're trying to go above and beyond.
Yeah, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah, it looks pucker. Now to make this wall look absolutely amazing, we're going to attempt to cut it around the boiler and have no cuts or joints in the wall at all. Hopefully it will go well. We've only got one panel and they're quite expensive, so fingers crossed.
This was the most technical cut we've done in our life, so we had to double, triple and quadruple measure.
We've marked all the measurements on the phone so we can try and relay that onto the board.
And taking our time, we slowly marked out every single inch of this cut. If we get any small bit wrong, the whole thing is scrapped.
So that supposedly is the shape of our wall panel.
Confident, babe?
I've only got one shot, so I hope so.
And before we committed to cutting this thing out, we had to test if this blade even worked.
Oh, that's like butter.
Oh, nice!
So good.
No chip.
This is way better than jigsaw.
Whatever happens here goes nothing.
What?
And with that mindset, we marched forward. At this point, there was nothing else we could do apart from hope that everything was right. Because if it wasn't, it was gonna come with a hefty cost.
Ooh.
Risky.
Oh, it just fell out.
Hole.
Do you reckon it's gonna fit?
If this doesn't fit, then
We was gonna be a bunch of sad, sad idiots.
Oh my god. That hammer's gonna be right in the way. Everything's right in the way. Ow! Fucking hell, why is that sharp? I'm bleeding from a poo pipe.
And with one man down, it was time for me to get revenge.
Yes.
go on, just go in. Tighten that top corner.
Nearly there.
But to our surprise, the cut was perfect.
This looks so much better than it did before, and it's so blinking pucker. But because this thing is a boiler, it needs to get serviced at least once a year, and that basically means you have to have access to a few areas. And for us, it's this thing, which they need to have access to, and there's lots of pipe work underneath here, which we also need to leave access to, and we're going to do that by installing like an access hatch.
Which we would cut out of the shower panel we just installed and slot it into place.
Oh, she's snuck.
And once you put the lid over the top of this thing, you couldn't even tell that it's there.
It looks so clean.
That looks nice. And then when you want to get inside there, you just access the hatch. Hello, boiler
Hello,
things.
plumbing.
Okay, so the tiles are still drying, so before we can grout them, I'm gonna give the walls the first coat of paint.
And because we gave this room a fresh coat of plaster, it means the walls are way smoother and way nicer than before, but also means we have to do a watered down coat of paint first. This is called a mist coat, and without doing this first, the paint that you want to stick on the walls won't even stick. So once Maddie painted this, that needed 24 hours to dry, and in the meantime, me and Toby were busy upstairs.
Me and Josh are upstairs making a start on one of the spare bedrooms. Now this room is going to become something absolutely crazy, but right now there are still so many problems in here.
That's right, this marks the first day working on the upstairs of the house. While the paint dried downstairs, we thought it was a good chance to get ahead, and also finish a few jobs we left unfinished last week. But the reason we're starting in this room in particular is because we have pretty bad news in the ceiling department.
And this ceiling has actually caused us quite a big problem, and hence why we're in here today. Because this is old Artex and you can't plaster directly over it. And for some reason, this is the only room in the house that has this ceiling. So we have to actually overboard it. Hence why we've got some plasterboard to screw up to the ceiling. And we've got to do all of that before the sun sets. Because Gavin, the plasterer, is coming tomorrow. We have overbooked ourselves this week.
So we got started by removing all the wallpaper around the top corners of the rooms. Yes, our whole life Mum has decided to paint over wallpaper, and that has caused us so many problems this build. But a problem we weren't ready for was the problem we found in the ceiling.
Well, mission get thing overboarded before dark is definitely a fail because it's already set and everything's we're not even started yet. And that's because in the ceiling we're trying to find the joist to screw the plasterboard to, but there isn't even one here. It's actually in the middle of this wall. So what Toby's gonna have to do...
I've got to get up there.
We're overboarding!
First things first, find a light supply.
Hey!
Because we were gonna be here a while. Toby started off this mission by climbing and clundering through the loft, and there was so much stuff.
Oh, what was that?
He then began to install the new bits of wood for our plasterboard to screw to, and while he done that, I was downstairs removing all the old door frames. Because this cupboard needs a well-deserved upgrade.
Ow! What was that?
Removing these door frames is going to open the cupboard right up and making it look as if it's more one with the room. And there was so much wood which come off this door frame. And by the time I'd finished that, Toby'd hop back downstairs because we were ready to start plastering the ceiling.
Yeah. Goodbye, Artex! Hello, plasterboard!
But with limited tools, this job was so difficult. Holding plasterboard up on your own is super heavy.
I realised something.
What? Oh! What the hell? Cables.
With the cables moved out the way, we can start plasterboarding the rest of the room. And luckily for us, the more plasterboard we were putting up, the closer we were getting to being done. But unluckily for us, this plasterboard wasn't getting any lighter.
Last one! Oh. Hey!
5 hours of shoulder ache later.
That was crazy. What we're meant to get done before dark has taken us until 10:30 at night. That's serious for you.
But despite all that, this room was already a massive transformation. And we got it just in time before Gavin got here.
Alright, it's the next morning and we have just woken up to a message from Gavin saying his car's broken down so he can't actually come and plaster the ceiling today, which is a bit of a shame but also probably a sign because we haven't even boxed in the cupboard yet, and at the same time as him plastering the ceiling he was going to plaster the boxing in, so crazy. Last night was just chaotic. We tried our best but it was a sign anyway.
We always say things happen for a reason. So with our extra time, it allowed us to box in our flue pipe.
Oh, that's pucker!
That's crazy.
That's now a wall! Does the cupboard exist?
Now, a lot of you are probably saying, why don't you leave this open so the heat from the flue pipe goes into the rest of the house? Long story short, you have to.
Now, this was so important to get boxed in now, and hopefully when he gets his car fixed, he can come and plaster this thing once and for all. And about next week, we'll be turning this thing into a gym.
That's so insane.
What the hell? But for now, we've got a lot of work to do back downstairs in the poo sector.
Okay, so the first coat of paint on the wall is completely dry. So now it's time to give it its second coat, and I think this is really going to transform the walls.
And oh my, was Maddie right. For the walls of this toilet, we've gone for white. And that's because the feature that we really want to stand out is the tiles itself. And even though it's a basic coat of white, this room got completely transformed after the second coat. But as always, there is so much going on over here. So while Maddie was busy painting away the toilet, I was in the living room installing the basin. And this thing is my worst nightmare. It's a flat pack. But this basin is a huge upgrade compared to what Mum had previously.
Hey!
This was going to sit in this corner of the toilet.
Now we've got to fit and plumb this thing. Do you reckon we'll have it plumbed in and working today?
It's possible.
It's definitely possible.
Richard is a man that makes dreams happen. And the second he got here, he demanded us cut our basin up. And that was so it would sit back flush to the wall and avoid all the pipes.
Again. This time.
Go up against the wall.
Oh, or not.
But it turns out Richard's still human, so we cut it again.
Here we go.
And this time, it fit perfect.
Hey,
That's
that's
the
I don't see why we can't get the toilet and the basin in today, do you?
Oh, we can. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Sick. So we brought that in too. Here we go. Toilet.
It felt surreal to see this toilet in its new home.
That looks so pucker. I can't wait to sit on that thing.
But before Toby could get too comfortable, Richard was already laying on it. Within seconds, he had it plumbed in and forced us to wait for the basin to be installed before we could try it out. So reluctantly, we brought it in place. But to our surprise, we loved how it looked.
Looks way better like that, actually.
So while Richard dismantled everything and started plumbing in the boring bits, we left him to it as we noticed a big problem with the window.
Now, whilst Richard tackles some plumbing bits back inside, we're about to tackle a pretty unique problem, which is this shed.
For years, this shed has been rotting away and blocking the natural light into the toilet. But this shed was full of loads of stuff. And believe it or not, 2 years ago when I converted their garage into a home, I tried to clear this shed out then, but Dad wouldn't let me. But now 2 years later, Dad's been kicked out and all his stuff is gone.
We can't wait to completely smash this thing up because for our whole life, this has been on its last legs. Like 10 years it has been. There's no roof on it. And we just can't wait to replace it with a brand new fresh one. But we're probably going to tackle that shed replacement when we do the driveway because we have got plans, if we can, to replace the driveway with a brand new one, which is super exciting because our dad is a landscaper and has been a driveway layer his whole life. But to do that, we actually need your help.
This is Mark Marshall, the biggest influencer landscaper in the UK, who drives around giving his subscribers brand new fresh gardens. And some of the stuff he does is just unbelievable.
Oh my god!
He's another content creator that in his own way is creating dreams and making amazing things happen. And quite frankly, we think it could be epic to do a collab.
So if you guys can head over to Mark Marshall's channel, comment the professional idiots need your help in his comments, and let's see if we can get him in here, coming down here to help us with this driveway and surprise Dad with a new one. How crazy would that be if he comes down?
That would be mad.
But with the seed planted, we can now move on to demolishing the shed. And for this thing being 10 years old, I was surprised at how strong it was.
Oh! My sledgehammer's stuck.
After what it seemed like nearly all week cutting technical tiles, it felt so good to be an idiot again and just start smashing things up.
What the hell is that? You can see where he tried to level it with blocks.
And with that bit looking so much better, we decided to give the whole thing a tidy up and organise the skip. It's so easy on a renovation project to let things pile up and become too much. But now the shed's finally gone, back inside, it was looking so much better.
In the toilet on the inside, we've got some natural light. Check this stuff out. Ready? Turn the lights off. Oh, that's so much better.
That is quite nice.
It's not pitch black and it's... Yeah, that's nice.
And by the time we finished solving that problem, Richard was just about to connect it all up.
Oh, look at that!
Careful. Oh. It's got a leak underneath inside. We've got the right jointing compound for the waste pipe.
Oh, that's leak, Josh.
So with the toilet and the basin in, we had to run around and finish all the final details before we could test this thing out. We started with the white grout, which made these tiles look absolutely amazing.
Oh, that does look good.
And even though that had already transformed the room, there was still something sticking out the walls. So we started punching a hole in so it didn't stick out anymore and added an LED Bluetooth mirror.
Oh. But the craziest part about this mirror is this. So crazy.
But that wasn't it.
Oh, look at that.
All the smaller, finer details like siliconing around every edge, installing floating shelves, and adding all the perfect toilet necessities. All work together in harmony to make the most amazing toilet for our parents. From cold, dark, and horrible, after 1 week of intense renovation and a little bit of the idiot's touch, our parents' toilet is completely unrecognizable. We truly feel as if we've outdone ourselves with this one again. It just shows no matter how good you are, as long as you're determined and won't give up, anything's possible.
Look at that, that's sick. There we are, boys.
That is, oh, that is
silly.
And this Japanese toilet just takes this place levels above we ever expected. It's got an automatic flush system.
What the hell is it, jet?
And makes it so you can never leave the lid open ever again.
Now this toilet is one of the craziest things I think we've built, and we're so proud of how this turns out. And can't wait for our parents to see this at the end of the whole series. And don't forget that you guys can head over to our website and cop yourself some customized merch. Really embrace that idiot and use it and capitalize on it to learn new things and try something you've never done before.
Now, some of you idiots already have, which is amazing, and thank you so much for the support. We're crazy excited for you guys to receive your merch this week. It's gonna be awesome. And for the rest of you guys all watching, thank you so much. And if you could like and subscribe, that would help out.
I didn't know what I wanted.
Yeah, that's flushing
It's
itself.
a self-flusher.
That's sick.
And sneaky update in the Gavin department, he turned up on a Sunday and is cracking on with the ceiling, which means next week we'll be able to crack on with the gym.